Note page 12 is how Congress actually makes laws. The idea for a law is called a bill. The Congress just doesn't make laws to make laws. When Congress makes laws, they're trying to solve problems and issues. And the ideas for these laws can come from the constituents, the president, or groups of people known as interest groups. There are 5 major core steps in how a bill becomes a law. And the first step is someone has to introduce the bill. And it can be introduced in either the House or the Senate. After introduction, it gets sent off to a very small group of congressmen and women, and they're called a committee. Their job is to discuss the bill and vote on it as to whether or not it should stay in the process. Most bills, they die in the committee. That means they get voted down. If the bill survives the committee, then it goes to step 3. It will be debated on the floor. This is when all the members of Congress, they get to argue either for or against the bill. After they've argued the merits of the bill, then the House and the Senate have to vote on it. Now, the key here on the vote is that the bill has to pass by the vote in both the House and in the Senate. If it is approved in the House but voted down in the Senate, it does not become a law. If the Senate votes yes on it and the House votes no on it, it does not become a law. If both the House and Senate vote for it and say it's a great idea, the final step is it goes to the president. The president can either approve it by simply putting his signature on it. At that point, it's a law. Or the president can veto it. That means reject it. Congress can still turn it into a law, even with a veto, if they get an override, and that rarely happens. It is so difficult for a bill to become a law that from 2019 to 2020, over 16,000 bills were introduced. Only 344 made it all the way to the president. When the congressmen and women are considering whether or not to vote for or against a bill, there's a lot of people trying to influence them. For example, our representative in the House is Rob Wittman. When he goes to vote on bills, he's getting spoken to from constituents. We tell him what we want him to do. The political action committees are telling him, hey, you should vote this way. Professional persuaders, known as lobbyists, are also trying to persuade them. His political party is trying to persuade him how to vote on bills, and even the president is trying to persuade the Congress how to vote on bills. So if you're Representative Wittman, it's not simply a matter of, hey, this is what I think should be done on this bill. There's a lot of people who he has to consider what they want to have done on it. The lawmaking process is a very difficult, slow process that the Congress works on.